You do not need school to be rich. The educational system is a scam. You have been lied to. The curriculum system of today is very outdated. You can do a comparison of a phone from 200 years ago, comparing it of a mobile phone today. You can do a comparison of a sports car 200 years ago, comparing with a sports car of today, and compare a classroom of 200 years ago with a classroom of today. The vehicles are evolving, the telephones are evolving, technology is evolving, except the classroom. These grand chess masters do not want you to become rich. They don't want you to become successful. They do not want you to become a part of the world's top 1%. They want you to remain an employee, just one pawn on their big chessboard. The educational system is built on keeping you an employee of the government. Now, if you're not familiar with the term student loan, a student loan is a loan issued by the government to assist a student to pay off their educational fees. Now, when you talk about the United States of America, with a population of 300 million people, 43.5 million Americans are in debt due to student loans. That is more than 10% of America that are in debt. Approximately 13% of all Americans have federal student loan debt in 2021. In 2022, 9.9 million borrowers have between $20,000 US to $40,000 US of student loan debts. Now, just in case you don't think that's enough, student loans have increased by 3.1% in 2021 to 2022 and 2.3% in 2022 to 2023 based on OBR predictions, while actual inflation over those years has run over 5% since October 2021 and more than 10% since October 2022. So now there are two conundrums that you have to face. Not only student loan debt, but inflation itself. Now, just to put it into perspective for you, the average person's debt in the United Kingdom was £46,000. Now, the median salary in the UK from a male man from the ages of 22 to 29 is 26,000, meaning it would take you 2 years to pay off your debt without eating, sleeping, blinking, bathing, showering, without doing anything. So in reality, it would take you a long time. Now, most student loans give you from 5 years to 10 years. If you're going to choose the 10-year option, you are going to be paying £4,500 every single year, and that is not taking into accountability interest. This is the Grand Chess Master's plan to keep you in debt so that you continue to be an employee, to keep you in a grip as if it's prison. This is why schools and prison have so many similarities. Number one, walking in a single file. Number two, the dress code. In prison, you have a specific dress code. And in the educational system, you also have a specific dress code. You are forced to eat school lunches that you do not like. And in prison, you have no choice over the lunch. In prison, they have set times enforced for walking. In school, they have set times enforced for walking. In prison, you can be there for 10 years plus. Students practicing to be a doctor, be a pilot, can even be there for as long as 7, 10 additional years. Now, I'm not discouraging you from being a student, but I'm simply stating out the facts. The point and goal of this video is to let you know that you do not need school to be rich. If your goal is to be a doctor, a pilot, a practicing lawyer, then go into the educational system. But if you want to be rich, you do not need school to be rich. Amancio Ortega, Richard Branson, Larry Ellison, Paul Allen, these are all billionaires that never went to college, and yet they still had 100% success rate. So I'm not discouraging you from going to school, but what I'm letting you know is that to become a billionaire, a multi-millionaire, to make money in this very day and generation, you do not need school. I myself went to school. I actually have a diploma in creative media production, technology, and computer science. But I still know that everything I've learned doesn't necessarily need to constitute to me being wealthy. I still can become wealthy without having gone to college. Even if you look at it, some of you have a erroneous perception that if you are not accepted into a specific college, school, you will not be successful in life. So many people, their success is built on the backbone of them being accepted into a specific education. Some people, if they're not accepted into Eton College, they will cry and die on the inside. But the truth is, your success is not based on whether you're accepted or not. You can still be successful. Look at a person by the name of Warren Buffett, a billionaire and one of the world's most wealthiest investors. He was denied access into Harvard, and yet when you look at him now, he's the same person that hires Harvard students to work for him. So then, you do not need to be accepted into that prestigious college. It doesn't mean you should not aim to be. But if you were denied, it doesn't mean that your life is a failure. So, in my closing lines, is education important? Factually, but do you need it to become a success in the business world? Not at all. There are people that have failed their GCSEs, failed their A-levels, failed their exams, and have still made a massive mark on this world that cannot be erased. As I spoke on Warren Buffett, Elon Musk is actually the person that coined that quote that I've never been to Harvard, but the people that work for me have been to Harvard. Imagine that, a person that never went to a prestigious college at that spectrum, but is hiring everyone under his company. Most of them are from Harvard. That can be the same story in your life. I never went to Harvard College. I never went to Eton myself. However, I might get to a point in my life where I feel so prestigious where I say everyone under me, I'm only accepting from Eton. So that can be your same story as well. These chess masters, these grand chess masters, their plan is to keep you in an ongoing cycle, an ongoing rabbit hole where you continue to get deeper and deeper in debt to the point where you remain an employee for the system. This doesn't mean that everyone that is in debt cannot be rich. No, it doesn't mean that everyone that is in debt is necessarily under the thumb of the government, but it means that is their plan. And I encourage you to get out of that. It doesn't just stop at a 9 to 5. Start that business, get into that career, start whatever you put your mind to, it will work. That's how the capitalist system works. You can break out of this matrix. Don't just be a pawn on this big chessboard that the government have placed, that the school educational systems are moving one step at a time. And I will speak to you more about that in my new video coming out next week. Listen, this has been producer UJ. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Remember, don't be a pawn on this big chessboard. Escape the matrix.